Ready? I'm gonna do some research for my new boyfriend. You know what? Stir the shit, Mary. Stir it around. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl, Nikki Ashes. Welcome back to the final episodes of Let's Slay! Dream Daddy, Nikki Ashes' Daddy, Hunter! We've narrowed it down from 7 to 3, from 3 to 2, and now from 2 to 1. So, without further ado, I would like to announce the winner of Nikki Ashes' Nathan Anderson's Heart is, drumroll, Robert! Yes! Craig, I love you so much, but our second date was kind of fine, and I feel like I've made a lot of good connections with Robert, and I feel like Robert is who I choose. I don't know. I don't have to defend myself. I've been having a better time with Robert, joking and looking at his sexy hands and blah blah blah, and like, I just want to be in love with Robert. So, we're gonna be in love with Robert. Congratulations, Robert, you win! Hey. Lowercase. You know that what they say about third dates, they get pretty serious. You might not have time to browse dad book. Wait. Let me save. Save! I haven't spoken to Robert since that night we drove out to his thinking spot. Or, by that I mean the night that we went to dinner at his house with Craig. He seemed unusually somber then. Like, more so than the usual amount of somber that Robert is, which is already a lot. I've been thinking about him and hope he's doing okay, but I've been a little reluctant to reach out to him. Nathan. Hey, Nathan. Guess who's getting their drink on tonight? I take a look at my dad book messages. There's a flurry of them from Robert. Guess. It's you. Also me, but mostly you. Yeah, dude. Right now? Why? Well, it says tonight, so not right now. Let's just say yeah, dude. I type back to Robert. Robert, buddy, tonight we ride. Yes! Meet me at Jim and Kim's at 8 p.m. Not that I'm unappreciative, but I think this is the first time that Robert's given me more than an hour's warning before hanging out. Amanda! Amanda pops her head into the hallway. Music I don't recognize blaring from her room. What's up? I'm hanging out with Robert later tonight. Okay, cool. Oh my god, Nathan's so excited! Robert, who is my friend. I have friends. I'm happy for you, Dad. People enjoy my company, Amanda. Dad, I'm so happy for your continued development as a human being. What are you listening to? Sad shit. Amanda, language. What would Grandma think? I don't give a fuck anymore. Oh my god. Well, I wonder if saying bad things is related to my success with Robert. I'm gonna do this. Sad stuff, sweetie. Holy stuff. Lay off me, Pops. Amanda goes back into her room and turns up the volume to her sad stuff. I put on my going out coat and walk over to Jim and Kim's. I spot Robert leaning against the brick wall smoking a cigarette. As I get closer, I realize that he looks a little different. Cleaner, I guess. It actually seems like he combed his hair and his clothes are less wrinkled than usual. Hey. You take a shower just for me? I'm working on my relationship with existence. We both stand there for a second and don't say anything. Robert finishes his cigarette and abruptly goes inside. I follow him. Okay. By the time I get inside, Robert's already at the bar ordering 2 whiskeys. I spot a booth at the back and claim it for us. Robert slides in and hands me a glass. To you, to us, to toast. To us? To us? Here's to us, and all the property damage and petty larceny that we may commit tonight. We clink whiskeys. Oh no, that wasn't eggplants. And I watch him sip his rather than his traditional approach of slamming the whiskey back as quickly as possible. So what's the plan for tonight? Hit some other bars, maybe grab some pizza. I think that'll kill some time before we go burn down that old abandoned house in the woods. It's definitely not fun if it's abandoned. Mary pops over the back of the booth, a glass of wine in her hand. She punches Robert in the shoulder. Come on, Queen! Where was my phone call? Sorry, figured you were busy sinking your teeth into some poor sap. I am. He's right here. I look around the booth to see a guy sitting across from her. He waves meekly. You replacing me with the new kid? Mary, I could never replace you, whether I wanted to or not. Mary leaves her booth and slides in next to Robert. The guy she was sitting with looks mildly relieved. She eyes Robert's clean-pressed clothes up and down suspiciously. What? You got a court date coming up? He does. He looks handsome. He'd never convince the jury. I guess we should say he'd never convince the jury because it's Robert jokes. He would have had to shave first. Ha 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 ha, seriously though, what's up with you? Robert stares down at his drink, suddenly looking serious. It's Pappy. Doctors say it's cirrhosis of the liver. I told that old bag of bones to quit it with the sauce, but it's all he's ever known, especially since Ma's gone. That's why I invited you out tonight. Just didn't want to be alone. Oh, Robert's dad's unwell. Oh, come on. Nathan, don't be an asshole. You know the one thing Robert doesn't joke about. around about is his pappy. Whoops. They're giving him 2 months. I gotta help him straighten out his affairs. Robert, I'm so sorry. Robert takes a long look at his whiskey, eyeing it in the dim glow of the bar's lights. I look at his life, then I look at mine, and I know history's just doomed to repeat itself. Oh my god. I'm just kidding. He's retired with his new girlfriend in Acapulco. They watch the sunset every night, probably screw like donkeys. I love Robert's smile. Wait, aren't rabbits the ones who screw a lot? Oh, sorry, I didn't realize you were an expert on which animals screw a lot. Please stop saying the word screw. Robert finishes his drink and slides it away from him. He gets us out of the booth. Me and Nathan are gonna hit the bricks. You coming with? Mary casts one last glance at the sad sap she's hunting down and the rest of her wine in one gulp. This place is dead anyways. Oh my god, squad, going on, yes! We exit the bar and find the typically empty street filled with a small crowd of people. At the front is a guy with a really deliberate attitude and a bad posture. He carries a lantern that he shines up his face for dramatic effect. Looks like it's one of those walking ghost tours. They do that in this part of town all the time. I've always wanted to do one of those. You know, all of the stories are fake, right? Pretty much all of my stories are fake. This is research. Robert makes a beeline towards the back of the group. He turns around when he notices that I'm not following him. Come on! We can't just crash it, can we? Don't be such a square, Nathan. Just act like you belong. Robert sidles up to the tourer group. I reluctantly follow him to step behind him. Well, here goes nothing. Oh my goodness, sir. Hey, it was in this place in 1964 that the most infamous witch trials were held. To date, we do not know if the people burned at stake were actually witches, but it is widely reported that the ghosts still haunt this hapless dog bar to this very day. It was actually 1692. What? And the site was over by the coffee shop down the road. I'm sorry, who are you? Daniel McSturgis, ghost historian. And this is my colleague, Dr. Ooh. Alright, ready? I'm gonna do some research for my new boyfriend. What was the best Tom Waits album?
Here's information from Best Ever Albums.
Okay, that's not what I wanted. What is the best Tom Waits song? Okay, it looks like 70s, 80s. So we're gonna go with the 80s reference because he's into the 80s. He's into Tom Waits, right? Yes, eggplants! Dr. Loomis, paranormal investigator extraordinaire. We're touring America's most haunted locations as research for our new book. You may have seen our guest cameo on Paranormal House Hunters Extreme Edition. A couple of people in the group start nodding. Man, Robert's good at this. Are you guys part of the group? I don't remember seeing you at the first stop. We like to keep a low profile. Easier to catch ghosts that way.
Hey, sailor.
They've definitely been here. Been standing next to them the whole time. Thank you, random lady who I do not know. As I was saying, the epicenter of paranormal activity can be found at the Coffee Spoon over there. The man who runs it has been plagued by hauntings ever since he signed the lease. Damn near driven him mad. Is this Matt? Are we doing this to Matt? What was Matt's... Matt's cafe was called the Coffee Spoon. But whatever you want to say is cool, I guess. It's your tour. Man, didn't know that about Matt. Wait, Robert's making this up. The rest of the tour group listens intently to Robert's every word. I think the tour guide can tell that he's losing the group. He seems to be getting flustered. Thanks for your contribution and knowledge, Mr. McSturgis. Let's move on to the next haunted location. Robert, Mary, and I followed the group down the street. That tour guide's shirt is cool. Yeah, everyone in the group gets one if we make it to the final location. I turned to Robert and grabbed him by the shoulders. I need that t-shirt. Well, guess we're in this for the long haul then. Just follow my lead, don't arouse too much suspicion, and we'll have cool ghost shirts in no time. A quick pause in the tour. My name is Quinn, but most people on the ghost tour circuit call me Tour Master Quinn. I'm a DJ, trivia master, and part-time actor. I do private ghost hunting events, birthday parties, MC bar mitzvahs, and perform at traditional vaudevillian mime work. Tour Master Quinn gives us out headshots to all of us. His resume is on the back. Stage combat experience. Anyway, here's a bit of history for you all. This was home of the noted American authority Dr. Pembridge, whose prose was wildly popular in the late 19th century. It was in the attic of this very home where she wrote such classics as The Diaries of the Victorian Mistress, Lady Fitzwilliam's Courtship, and The Ghosts of Sea Captain Reginald Berkeley. She unfortunately died of consumption shortly after the turn of the century, but several people have reported that on some nights you can see a light from the attic where the ghost of Miss Pembridge continues work on her latest bestseller. I guess you could say that she was consumed by her work.
I'm so sad.
Did you hear? It said, I'm so sad. No reaction from the crowd. The guy needs to work on his dad jokes. Actually, consumption is the popular cover-up. Little known fact is that it was murder-suicide. I'm pretty sure she died of consumption. Sure, and we definitely didn't hire Stanley Kubrick to elaborately fake the moon landing. That's the watered-down censored version they teach you in school. But if you can't handle the real story, I understand. It's not for the faint of heart. Can we? I think everyone would much rather hear what this world-renowned ghost historian has to say, right, everybody? Stir the shit, Mary. Stir it around. The group murmurs in agreement. This is a topic we cover extensively in our book. Dr. Loomis, would you care to tell the story? Riff something highbrow, go with something I know, rely on amazing improv comedy skills. Let's? Oh, I don't know. This one? I don't know. Yes, though it's rarely covered in traditional textbooks, Dorothy Pembridge was caught in a fierce rivalry with fellow local author Arthur Livingston Price. Arthur's books were blatant rip-offs of Pembridge's work and consistently sold better. Pembridge was enraged by this and confronted Livingston Price at his home with plans to end his life. The bitter feud surprisingly blossomed into a torrid, passionate affair. After many months of secret courtship, Pembridge followed through with her original plan and poisoned Livingston Price in his sleep. Overcome with unexpected grief, Pembridge polished off the last of the poison and died by her lover's side. Reporters say that couples who enter this house will no doubt doom their relationship to bitter end. Bitter end. Man, I should bring my wife here. The entire tour group laughs heartily. I'm kidding, my wife is dead. The crowd gasps. She was killed by a ghost. The crowd gasps again. I'm just messing with you guys. A nervous chuckle ripples through the crowd. The tour guide sees this as an opportunity to take back the group and addresses us with some razzle-dazzle. Haha, what an interesting story. Now, I just want everyone to know that the next location is extremely terrifying. If anyone thinks they can't handle it, feel free to excuse yourselves. Robert, I want to be romantic with you. This sucks. All right, I'm bored. Thanks, Mary. Queen, honestly. Mary turns to a young guy looking at his phone and taps him on the shoulder. Hey, kid, fancy buying a gal a drink? The guy looks up at her and smiles. Only if the bar is haunted. Honey, I can show you the most haunted place in town. I think I could exorcise your demons if that's what you're looking for. Oh my god, Mary just had a little spoken line of this. Don't write checks your dick can't cash, kid. His eyes go wide. Mary salutes me and Robert. She suddenly pulls me into a hug and murmurs into my ear. When you've known Rob for as long as I have, you know when something's wrong. Keep an eye on him for me tonight, okay? Sis, I got you. I got this. I got it. Don't worry. Babe. Sure, Mary. Good man. Mary pats me on the back and pulls away. She takes the guy's hand and leads him down the street. Take it sleazy, fellas. God help that poor soul. Mary or the kid? Both. Our last stop. This burial ground is such a hotbed of horrifying paranormal activity that I'm not even sure where to begin. There's the wailing ghost of the Wharf Man, the vampire of Maple Bay, the children of the moonlight. What about the Dover ghost? Ooh, the scary music's come back. By this point, the tour guide is clearly irritated with us. What about it? Oh, nothing. I just think it would be a crime to come all the way out to the cemetery, the actual origin of one of New England's most notorious paranormal entities. And not even mention the infamous Dover ghost. That's not a real thing. That is absolutely not a real thing. I think someone needs to brush up on their paranormal history. I know tons about paranormal history. I know every ghosted story in this area. I can guarantee there's one you don't know. Robert looks over at me and smiles. Would you folks like to hear the tale of how Loomis and I met? No! The entire group shushes the tour guide. Oh, he just said my feelings were hurt. Okay, fine, tell the story. Oh, all these voices are doing a toll. Here, let me drink my cold coffee that I made before the Slide Quest episode, and now it's like an hour of just sitting in my frozen apartment. Well, it was a dark and stormy night. I wasn't always a paranormal investigator. Way back when, I was just a Bible salesman, traveling grifter, carnival barker. Oh, I've always loved carnies. Living free and easy with the circus. That was an important Nikki fact. They were always kind to me. Took me in when I was young. I knew I wanted something more. I happened upon the quiet town of Maple Bay quite by accident, but little did I know that this city has a dark side. Now, about the same time, I was starting out as an apprentice to a rather famous ghost hunter who was an old family friend of mine. I carried the equipment, operated the EVP machine, all that. Wait! Yes? Who was the famous ghost hunter? Well, I don't like to name drop, but Georgia Mathers. The tour group gasps. Georgia Mathers? She's a legend. You know her? Knew her. Amazing woman. Died mysteriously. Miss you, Georgie. Anyway, we were in Maple Bay investigating some reports of strange lights, the sounds coming from the cemetery late at night. Now we'd been warned by the old crypt keeper that this place was highly dangerous. But Georgia was never one to shy away from an adventure. We camped out in the center of the cemetery for 3 nights straight. We endured your so-called wailing watchman. Wailing goes to the wharfman. Whatever, your stupid vampire was just a teenager in a mask, but the Dover ghost, man, tell him, Loomis. So there I was, just walking back to my hotel after a long day of, selling Bibles, walking a short couple cons, running the dunk tank. Let's continue our story, right? I finally worked my way up from the ticket taker to dunks. Don't think that I didn't see that there wasn't a period, by the way, on the third option. I did see that. I sat in the stand for hours on end and nobody could ever hit the target. Trade secret, it was rigged. We didn't use actual water. Anyway, after a long day of yelling myself hoarse, I found myself walking past this very cemetery. Now, I was never a very superstitious man, but something seemed off. I could hear some sort of commotion happening deep within the graveyard, and I felt compelled to investigate. And thank God you did. Georgia and I were conducting a seance in the mausoleum. At first, things were pretty normal, but after about an hour, everything went south. Playing back the EVP meter, we were able to hear a single word. Run. The air suddenly went cold. Something was very, very wrong. I just knew we weren't alone. We started to hear this distant scraping noise, like something being dragged across the ground. It got louder and louder until it was deafening. Some kind of demented howl. And then I felt it. Something grabbed my ankle. Robert has the whole crowd hook, line, and sinker. You could hear a pin drop. I've only cried twice in my life. Once was at the birth of my daughter. The other was when that thing started dragging me. I wasn't sure where it was taking me, but I knew it was no place I wanted to go. I was sure I was going to die. The moment I crossed the gate into the cemetery, I heard this god-awful screeching. I ran into the mausoleum just in time to see a man being pulled across the floor by... God, to this day, the mere thought of it ties my stomach into knots. It looks like a man, but like... I glanced at Robert. Like someone who didn't know what a man was supposed to look like tried to put one together. The arms were too long. Its eyes glowed red. It was like a walking shadow. What did I do? What did any person do I lunged for? Shoot, what was his fake name again? Oh, no. Oh, no. If it was Daniel, I feel like I would have remembered because it wasn't Daniel. Daniel's the name of the amnesia guy, so I would have made a Daniel joke. Please, Daniel, can't keep doing this. Shrimp heaven now. Davis McSturgis has a consonance that I would have... David. Oh! Load. Time magic. Shoot, what was his fake name again? Daniel. Shrimp heaven now, you betray me. I grabbed his hand and entered into a tug-of-war with the unholiest of forces. Really? I thought I was going to be torn in half. But I had God on my side. The pocket Bible I always kept on me fell out of my shirt pocket, and to this day I can remember what passage it opened up to. Oh. Okay, well, Revelations. I did read one time. I'm not a Bible. I'm not a religion. But I did read Revelations because I knew that there was lots of, like, cool, fabulous, mythological things that happen, so I have read Revelations in my life at one point. Is this an important Nikki fact? Blessed is he that readeth, and they hear that the words of this prophecy and keep those things which are written therein. For the time is at hand. I have no idea where Robert pulled that verse from. With a horrifying growl, the entity finally relented. Daniel and I collapsed onto the ground, exhausted. We were both covered in blood. That damn creature clawed into my chest. Got me real good. Had to get 16 stitches. Robert pulls down the collar of his shirt to reveal a long, wicked scar across his pecs. And that's how I got this scar. I followed Georgia Mathers to the ends of the earth. Sis, tell me more. We faced exorcisms, demons, poltergeists that threw our equipment across the room. But I had never seen Georgia so scared. She was never the same after that. And neither was I. Watching what happened to Daniel and Georgia shook my faith, but I came out of that experience a better man and a better friend. And we've been brothers ever since. The tour group gives us a round of applause as Robert and I share an emotional hug. As he embraces me, I can smell the cologne on his neck. Wow, Robert does clean up good. Oh my god, Robert, jeez, I find myself lingering a little too long on the hug. The tour guide seems to have bought it. Even he's wiping a tear from his eyes. Thank you. It's an honor to be able to share our story. Be sure to watch out for our book, Paranormal Excursions of the Supernatural Ice Road Ghost Truckers. I saw a demon, the shocking true story of seeming a demon, the bro's guide to the hottest ghosts. I don't know. Let's do the middle one. Robert has to suppress a laugh at that one. I made Robert laugh. Well, I think you both definitely earned your t-shirts. The tour guide hands us the coveted t-shirts. He then slips both his business card and leans in close. If you guys are ever in need of a professional actor, balloon animal artist, Elvis impersonator, or nude model, please don't hesitate to contact me. You got it, buddy. After a couple of tourists take selfies with us, we split away from the group and walk home. Woo, woo, woo. My Geogun lash is still suffering. I'm still suffering. I should just take it off and glue it back on, honestly, at this point. You know what? Everybody, thank you so much for watching. We're going to catch the end of our amazing final date with Robert next time on Nikki Ash's Let's Slay Nikki Ash's Daddy Hunter in the Dream Daddy. So, like, comment, subscribe, smash my buttons. Thank you so much for watching. I love you forever, and I hope that you have a fabulous day.